Hello, welcome, and namaste everybody. Dear Bhaiya, namaste, welcome. How are you, Bhaiya? So we have a couple of minutes. Let's wait for a few minutes more so that our other family members can join. Please. Hello, welcome, and namaste everybody in this
Namaste,
family
Bhaiya.
reunion of the Namaste Dr. Bhaiya. So, we welcome you all in this family reunion of our Friday evening AICTE Module 2 follow-up session of holistic human health. Today we have ourselves, our near and dear Akhilesh Bhaiya with us for taking the session today on health. So, Bhaiya, namaste. What we are going to discuss today, Bhaiya?
Bhaiya, today we will discuss about footwear. The
Oh, nice,
footwear
very nice.
for our health. It is little different
Yes,
topic, but it is very important topic.
certainly, certainly. And in this changing season, is going to be very, very important for all of us.
जी,
Certainly.
जी, जी.
So thank you, Bhaiya. Welcome and over to you. Namaste.
जी भैया जी भैया भैया hope the slide is visible.
Yes, yes, Bhaiya. Clearly visible and voice is also clear.
जी भैया. So today we will discuss about the footwear for our health. Leonardo da Vinci, he quoted that the human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art. And if you look at the anatomical point of view, so the human foot is a very complex structure and it is having 26 skeletal elements. And to connect all these skeletal elements, there are numerous ligaments, tendons, and other muscles which connect all these bony particles or the skeletal elements. And so only it becomes very challenging to study the subject which is foot. And in ancient Indian medicine and also in the Chinese system of medicine, the foot is given a very special importance. And you may be aware of the acupressure, and there is a belief that there are many energy tubes which are connecting to our foot and giving pressure to certain points of foot have the capacity to activate our certain organs and some of the areas in the body. So this way, the ancient system of medicines, especially the Indian system of medicine and also the Chinese system of medicine, they give a lot of importance to the foot care. In Ayurveda, when describing about the massage, that is oil massage, it is told that Shirah Sravan Padeshu Tam Visheshena Shilet. That means specifically we have to apply the oil in our foot. So they have emphasized because the foot care is very, very vital for our health. So walking barefoot in unsafe place may be very dangerous for our health. And wearing footwear is recommended mainly to protect the foot and to avoid any injury to the vital points present in the foot. So there are several vital points which are present and they may be injured if we are walking barefoot. So to protect the foot, we have to wear a suitable footwear. Use of footwear is mentioned in ancient Indian medicine as conducive to eyesight and skin of fit. So as I already told that there are several points which are connecting to various organs in our body. So there is a description which says that if we are walking barefoot in some dangerous place, uneven places, that may affect our eyesight. And carrying our foot also means that we are caring for our eyes because there are certain energy tubes, energy channels which are connecting our foot and to our head region, especially the eyes. So application of oil in our foot is helping even for our eyesight. So wearing footwear, it protects the feet from the stones, thorns, and many other insects, reptiles, etc. And it gives strength and facilitates the display of physical force. So to display the physical force, you may have observed the footwear of the army person. So they have a very strong footwear and they have their work is also such where they have to show their physical strength. So it is the footwear which helps a lot and give the stability to their body and to their posture. And With this help of footwear, they could jump and they could walk in some very dangerous places also. So the footwear what they are wearing is a specially designed footwear which they are wearing, and because of that they could perform all the physical tasks which are required. But what we see in today's that our selection of footwear is mainly dependent upon our fashion, and we are least bothered about our anatomical structure, functions of the foot, and the comfort of the foot. And we are purchasing footwear just seeing the brands or the look of the footwear. And for many people, fashion surpasses the need of comfort. So we give importance not to our not to the comforts of our foot, but we give more emphasis to the brand or to the color or the shape, etc. While selecting the footwear. And the footwear that fails to respect the natural foot shape and function will ultimately alter the morphology and the biomechanical behavior of the foot. See, over the lower extremities joints, they are the weight bearing joints. So what happens when we are selecting a wrong footwear, which is altering over the natural weight bearing or the load distributions, because the whole upper body weight is beared by our lower extremities, and when we are walking or running or doing any kind of some physical activities, the whole body load it will come to our lower extremities joints. When we are selecting some wrong footwear, what happens is it alters the load distribution of our body, and that may create several issues. Like I will quote some of the things like uh, because of wrong selection of footwear, our knee joint problem, ankle joint problem, swelling of our foot, or low back ache, or even the pain in the dorsal region or the cervical region. These all are because many a time these all because of our wrong footwear, because we are wearing that, and in a day we are wearing it for 8 to 10 years and sometimes more than that, and we are doing many physical activities. Even if we have the sitting job, then also we have to walk and we have to do so many things. So because of this wrong selection of footwear, and which alters our load distribution of in the joints, that will create so many issues, and because of this problem, the joint they will get injured. So biomechanical studies showed that walking in high-heeled shoes may alter lower extremity joint function, rise the peak pressure in the forefoot, and alter the load distribution on the media foot region. So especially in the females, you see that they select high-heeled sandals, high-heeled footwear. So because of that, they suffer with low back ache, knee joint, ankle joint, and in the forefoot, they have the swelling, or because of the increased pressure on the forefoot, they will have problems in their great toe or their joints. And there is one study which is done in the USA, and it reported that 88% of the healthy women who were surveyed in this study, they are wearing footwear which is smaller than their feet. And out of these 88%, 80% of them had some sort of foot deformity. So you can understand how big this problem is. So nearly 80% of the female, they were having problems related to the selection of footwear, because they are selecting footwear which is not suitable for their natural foot structure. It creates problem and even the anatomical deformity, and once there is an anatomical deformity, the function of the foot will also get affected severely. So we will discuss how to choose the right footwear. So the size of our feet changes. So like many a times we have in our mind that I am wearing 8 number size or 9 number size, like that, and we just order the footwear online, or we go and we ask the shop person to show the same number of footwear, and we are not understanding that as the time passes, the shape of our foot also changes, and as we get older our feet tends to get larger. So it is important that every time when we are going for purchasing the footwear, we have to check the size of our foot, because there may be some slight differences in the length or the breadth of our foot. And when we are selecting the footwear, we have to check in both the foot. So like the pair of shoes that we have to wear, and we have to check whether it is comfortable to our foot or not, and we are able to walk without any problem. So at least 100 steps we have to walk and to check whether the footwear is suitable. Are we feeling comfortable? So these all things we have to check, and then only we have to finalize the footwear. And again, like select a shoe that is shaped like your foot. So the footwear, there are of different shapes, like some are very angular, some are D-shaped, some are round shaped. So when we are selecting the footwear, we have to see whether the angular foot or the round shape or the D shape, which is very comfortable to our foot. And we have to see our foot structure, and accordingly we have to select the footwear. And during the fitting process, make sure that there is around 1 centimeter space from your longest toe, that is the great toe. From there, the boundary of the shoes, the front side, it should have at least 1 centimeter gap, so that our great toe can move freely without any problem. So if great toe can move freely, that means all other fingers, they can also move freely. So that we have to check. We should not select footwear which compresses or put pressure over our great toe and make its movement difficult, or it obstruct its movement. So that is very important. And ensure there is enough room at the front of the shoe to allow the natural movement of your toes. When walking, your toes should be able to wiggle. So when we are walking, so there is a movement of our toes, so that we have to check whether the shoes or the footwear which we are selecting is allowing free movement of our toes or not. So, and again, the shape, the front footwear shape. So the good one is we have to select the D shape one, and angular one we have to mostly avoid. When choosing shoes, the length, width, and the depth of the shoes are important. Make sure the ball of your foot fits comfortably in the widest part of the shoe. So like the height of the shoes, width, depth, everything we have to check whether it fits well to our foot or not. And then only we have to select it. It should not alter our natural foot structure. Like it should not put pressure in any part of our foot. So that especially we have to check while selecting the footwear. Don't buy shoes that feel too tight and expect them to stretch to fit. Many times what happens is we feel that after wearing for 15 days, 10 days, it will uh, be little bit expanded. The footwear will get stretched. So we take the footwear which is very much fixed or which is exactly to our foot size, and it will not having the room which I just told, that 1 centimeter space. We see that it is very fit to our foot. So that kind of footwear we should avoid. And at the time of purchase itself, we should select the footwear which gives enough space for movement of our toes, and it should not compress or it should not put pressure in any part of our foot. So your heel should fit comfortably in the shoe with a minimum amount of slipping. The shoe should not ride up and down on your heel when you walk. So the heel area, the front we have to check, and we should also check the heel area of the foot, and it should fit well to our heel. It should not be very loose, because when we are walking and if the heel area is very loose, so there is chances that we may fall. So we have to see this, and again it should not be too much tight also, so it will make walking very difficult. So walk in the shoes to make sure they fit and feel right. Then take them home and spend some time walking on carpet to make sure the fit is a good one. So like when we are purchasing it first time, it should not that we wear it and go for a very uh, long walking or running. So first we have to check it in some small space and confirm whether the shoes is really comfortable for us or not. And when we feel comfortable, then only we have to go for long walk or the running or such kind of activities, or the any sportive activities. Upper part of the foot, it should be soft, flexible, and if possible, we have to always select that it should be made up of natural materials such as leather or breathable man-made fabric like the cotton. If you are purchasing the cloth-made shoes, we have to select the cotton-made shoes, or the leather, which is the natural one. And we have to avoid the plastic made or some other uh, like the PVC and such kind of shoes, because these material will not be breathable material, and the natural material, they are the breathable material, and they will give enough air entry also, and they will not cause irritations to our foot. So that all we have to check. And like some of the leather, the outer part, it will be plastic coated, and the inner part, it will be the natural. So in that also we have to see that whether the enough air entry is allowed through this coating or not, and if it is obstructing or if it is creating any hurdle, that also we have to see that it should be completely natural. So the lining should be a breathable material to keep the foot fresh. Fresh lining need to be smooth and seam free. So I already told that it should give enough air entry. It should be breathable material, so that even if we are wearing it for very long time, so our foot will be very fresh. It will not having some like after wearing some color change, or there may be some skin irritations or excessive sweating. So such all things will not be there. If even if you are wearing it for very long time, most of the people, they wear shoe in the early morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and once they will come about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, then only they will remove the shoes. So we have to select the footwear which is suitable for our skin, and all the natural materials only will be very comfortable for us when we are wearing it for very long time. The heel should have a broad base and be no longer than 4 centimeter. So the height of the heel, it should not be more than 4 centimeter. And if worn for long stretches, they should be no more than 2 centimeter in height. So I already described that, because when we are wearing high-heeled sandal, it will alter all the weight distribution in our joints, and that will cause extra pressure to our joints. It will become reason for our low back ache and knee joint pain, ankle joint pain, and some kind of foot deformity. So it is important that we should wear footwear which should not be more than 4 the heel should not be more than 4 centimeter height. And if we have to walk for very long length, or we have to uh, use it for some other like sports, etc., so it is good that if the height is only 2 centimeter. Low heel shoes are more comfortable, safer, and less damaging than high heeled shoes. So high heel shoes and which are very sharp, so that kind of shoes will not give stability when we are walking. So that kind of footwear we have to avoid. And a good fit does not necessarily be expensive and vice versa. So we should not think that a suitable footwear which we are selecting will be very costly. So even our comfortable price within our pocket, so we can get a suitable footwear for our health. So it is important to ensure that the footwear is appropriate for the task for which it is intended. Like for the sports, there are different kind of shoes. When we are going for our professional things like office, etc., there are different kind of shoes. But whichever shoes we are purchasing for uh, different activities, we have to make sure that this footwear is suitable for running or going into office or normal walking. So we have to check it, and when we are sure that it is suitable for me, then only we have to wear it. Based on different occupations and stages of life, footwear requirements may also be different, but in almost all situations there is a need for good fitting supportive footwear. So like from the childhood till old age, we are walking, we are active, so we need footwear. And in different stages of life, I told that there may be some changes in our foot structure. So every time when we are selecting the footwear, we have to respect our foot structure and select a shoes which is good for our health. And people with a specific foot problem can consult podiatrist, who will suggest a specially designed footwear to correct those problems. Like the podiatrist is a medical branch, is a medical specialist. After MBBS, there is a post graduation in podiatrist, and the podiatrist is foot care specialist. So this is one special branch. So nowadays, you know that there are several foot problems related, like the diabetic people, because of the neuropathy, they have this diabetic foot, or when the person is injured, he is having some wound, or there may be several other issues related with the foot. So like if any person is suffering in your family with some kind of foot deformity, so the normal shoes which is available in the market may not be suitable for your relative. So it is important that if you consult a podiatrist, so he will design the suitable footwear for your for that particular deformity or particular problem, and he will suggest that how to take care your foot. So, but even in the normal case, whatever the guidelines we just discussed, that all we have to be aware of, and then only we have to select a suitable footwear. So this is in brief about the footwear. So Bhaiya, if like the participant, they have some query, we can discuss few things about it.
जी भैया नमस्ते.
जी भैया.
Namaste. Yeah भैया, just we have listened you and you have explained like very fantastic way, easiest way, whatever is possible to explain that slides you have done it. So really thanks to you. You have delivered the thing we have.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So what we expect, we have just got it. So now 2-3 point is there. That means whatever is, you have just discussed. So whatever we are learning in our family, that like in AICTE family, just a universal human value. So like what if anything we are just doing against the natural acceptance, it will create some problems.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah. So same thing you have also just showed here. Yeah. And you have also just touched the point where we just people usually are missing. Like people just go for and buy on the basis of fashions. They not worry about their health and how it is going to damage their foods. And after once will get damage of the foods, again they have to go for treatment.
Exactly.
So again, and that treatment is also against the natural acceptance. So just correct the one wrong thing, whatever they have done due to this guided by unnatural acceptance thing. Again, they have to just correct by the doing the unnatural acceptance thing. Yeah, that is thing. And one point you mentioned about the natural material. Yeah, hello. Yeah, आप सुन रहे हैं हमको भाई साहब?
जी.
Yeah. So like one point you just touch about the natural material. So that actually natural material usually will have the like resources which is present in the like our environment or surrounding or somewhere which is not disturbed by the human body or not have the too much manipulated by the human body. That material we can use as a footwear. So can you have like if you have some like something like knowledge or data something, because I'm not expecting that you will have the whole thing because you have presented nicely. So if you have some something like data, something ki what natural material is more suitable and how much they can able to produce, because every year people need around 2.4 billions of this footwear across the world. So maybe that much we're not able to fulfill from the using the natural material. So that is the my only one concern. Bhai Sahab Agera, if you just elaborate this point, it's really nice. Otherwise, you have done great. Thank you.
Exactly. Bhaiya, natural material, when I say, it means both like the whatever we are getting through the plants also, like rubber made. So rubber made footwear, the sole and other, this is very good. Cloth made we can use, especially the cotton cloth, and the leather. So leather is again, many may be having the doubt that it is like a violence or it is a kind of hinsa we are doing to the animals. But even in a natural process also the animals.
अब इसमें आपका आवाज रुक गया था, थोड़ा रिपीट कर देंगे?
जी भैया, natural material is like rubber we can use, rubber made. Are you able to hear भैया? आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ हम सुन रहे हैं आपको, बोलिए
भैया. One thing is like the rubber is we are getting rubber from the plant source, so that we can use that kind of that footwear which is made up of rubber, that we can use the cloth made or even the leather. But leather some may not like because they may think that animals are killed because of this making of the shoes. So there are other options. So the two options which I know is, one is the cloth and the rubber. So these we can use. And when I am saying this, it is especially for the footwear which, especially about the shoes which are covering our whole foot. But like sleepers, etc., for that we can use the other materials also, and like especially which is not very hard, like the PVC sole is not good, but other which are um, protecting our foot, and it should not be very hard that it should hit our joints. So that kind of material we can use. But for the shoes, it is always recommended that we should use the natural and breathable material. So we may select from these items here. And even if you have idea, you can share.
No. Ji bhaiya, you have just given the perfectly whatever I expect to get the improve my knowledge. Now I have got the thing. So really, thanks to that. Yeah, bhaiya. See, actually, like cloth and this material, it is available around us, and people can just make it the better use. This is the one way whereby having the natural acceptance, and we can use this cloth as a footwear. So this is a great opportunity in our society also. So they can use the like old cloth and this that to convert it to some useful product. So it is not going to throw in the open environment, and we can save our environment also by making some useful product.
Exactly. Yeah.
So really, this is a great idea, and we'll now see then in future how we can motivate people to use this thing as some useful product. They just
and actually the cloth made shoes are suitable for all the seasons. Like in the winter also, like in the winter you can wear the cloth made, and even in the summer also you can wear the cloth made. So it is comfortable. In all the brands you will get the cloth made shoes.
Even cost of the cloth made shoes on the name of the cloth making, they will charge almost double compared to any other thing. That is also there.
So I think if you do not go for a particular brand or something, we can get even the like comfortable price.
जी भैया आई थिंक हम ज्यादा समय ले लिए आपका, आप दूसरा लोग भी है।
नहीं भैया, दिस इज द सेशन फॉर सच थिंग्स।
हाँ जी भैया धन्यवाद।
जी भैया धन्यवाद भैया।
जी भैया, when I look at नमस्ते अखिलेश भैया।
भैया जी दीदी नमस्ते।
जी भैया, तो भैया it was a very relevant talk and relevant topic to talk about the choice of footwear and how it should be looked into and chosen. Bhaiya, though if I talk from my personal experience, yes, I do feel that if the footwear is not proper, then affects not just the joints but the whole body energy feels some way or the other disarrayed. With the change in our body structure with age, the footwear which I could wear when I was in my teens and 20s, and yet feel my legs not in pain after a whole day's run. But in my early 50s, I feel I simply I just cannot even imagine and think of running my whole day in those kind of footwears now. So I mean, as I understand that maybe since our body shape, the body structure, the body weight, it all changes with time and age. Correct. And henceforth the choice of footwear it needs to be looked into with a lot of awareness of our physical structure and on the whole setup. So bhaiya, another thing that has come to my mind right now with all the discussion that was going on with Chandan bhaiya as well. Bhaiya, in our Indian system and in our ancestral system, Paramparic जो परिधान है उसके अनुसार, we used to wear khadau.
जी जी जी.
And I see them often. I look at them also, but and I did try to make myself wear the same. Yet maybe since I'm not habitual to it, I somehow could never find it very comfortable to wear and do my daily chores. So, like, this has been our basic footwear for ages. So,
Exactly.
and made of natural wood, and even the type of wood we may choose would be more of medicinal importance, and related to very many benefits for our soul. तो भैया उसके बारे में अभी थोड़ा सा I like you to throw some light, like how we can try and get into the same fundamental and for some comfortable footwear like khadau, which we could wear for as long as possible, not the whole day, not possible, I can understand, in today's lifestyle and time.
Actually, the khadau, like if we are walking in a normal land, जो मिट्टी की जगह है, if you are walking in that kind of base, then this khadau is comfortable. But if you are walking in the tiles or the cemented road or in this, then this khadau is not very suitable. So like in the forest area, the people who were living, and previously there was not such road and other things, and to protect the foot from the thorns, etc., they were using this khadau. And but in now the situation when we have a very hard surface, if in that surface we are using the khadau, it may create some like when we are walking, it may put hitting to our joints, it may cause hitting of our joints. So in the when the surface is made up of tiles and such things, that time it is advisable to use the rubber made sole, so which is bit flexible and natural also, and it will not cause hitting to your joint, it will not cause some pressure on your joints. And if you are walking in some park in the natural like in the land, so there you can wear, but not advisable in a very hard surface, because the both will be hard and it will create some difficulty. Another thing which you mentioned is like just wearing footwear made so much difference in your daily activities and even to your physical energy level. That is very much true, because like I had some of the patient who were having the cervical problem and even the headache just because of the wrong footwear, and some of the patient who were having the knee joint deformity just because of the selection of the wrong footwear. And another problem is that we purchase one shoe and wear it for a very long time. So, or in the like sandal or the sleeper. So when already the pressure points are developed in that sandal, and then also if you are wearing it or the shoes, when the pressure points are already developed in that shoes, and if you are wearing it, that will also create difficulty for our weight distribution, like it will alter our weight distribution. So again, it is important that we should select the footwear of the right depth, and there will be possibility of putting one a, like a in a sole one another layer, so that will again make it flat, so that way we can use it for even little longer time. So we have to be aware of like when exactly we need to change our footwear. So this is also important.
जी भैया.
जी, जी.
Pali Didi, I can see your hand risen, Didi.
Yeah, Didi, can I ask?
Please go ahead,
जी,
Didi.
जी,
Yeah.
please, please.
Yeah, few years back, I had started walking regularly. Okay, and I was wearing particular type of shoes.
Mhm.
After some, 1 or 2 months, there was a corn developed, that corn that they call.
Mhm.
I had to literally, I tried so much things on it. That corn patti comes, then some other, things that come and all. But it did not heal, and then I was not able to touch there. The feet corn was developed. And later on, I had to literally cut that, by operation.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
after 2 years, same thing happened with my mother. She also developed a corn in her feet. So, is it to the footwear, or is it a tendency, or what is it exactly, that corn? And is there any Ayurvedic, therapy on it, so that, we don't have that thing of cutting the corn and all that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually the corn is nothing but the layers of dead skin, which will have a very sharp edge. So it will pierce like the thorn. So what happens is, when a particular point in our foot, because of the wrong footwear or because of the surface, when continuous pressure is there in one particular point, so the skin will be dead in that place, and there will be layers of skin again. So this hole will become very hard and thorn kind of pain we will feel in that area. So actually, in the Ayurveda, what we do is we do the Agni Karma. So it is like in the modern, it is the cauterization. So we through the Agni Karma, we completely burn the whole dead skin. And when we are burning it, it will not cause pain initially. Only when the healthy skin it will touch, or healthy tissue it will touch, then only the person will feel pain. So like the surgery is one way. Other thing is the cauterization we can do to remove the this corn. But most of the time what happens is, when we use the footwear for a long time, the same footwear, when even the pressure points are already developed and we are using it continuously, then such kind of tendencies are seen more. If we are changing it timely, and or if you are using it and putting the another layer of sole inside, so that way we can use it for long time. So the only thing is, we have to avoid the particular pressure point in our foot. So if we could avoid, then it will become comfortable. And if the corn is already developed and you are wearing the shoe, so if you put one extra layer of this sole, and then you can make a small cut in that area. Like even the Agni Karma, we are suggesting to wear the rubber sole chappal or the footwear, and you just make a small cut in the particular area where the pressure point is there. So that way the person will not feel difficulty to wear that chappal or the shoe.
Okay.
That slight alteration we are doing.
Okay. So that corn doesn't
And
touch the.
one important thing is, if you are doing the this padabhyanga, like application of oil to your foot, you can easily reduce this tendency of developing corns. If already developed, then it may not be much helpful. So if you are applying oil, the skin will be very smooth, and it will not uh, develop this corn because of the layers of dead skin. So that will not happen if you are using oil to your feet.
Oil means while sleeping, or like when?
Sleeping also you can do. Every day while sleeping, you can just do the foot massage for 10 minutes, or even before the bath, that time you can do. But when we are doing before bath, you have to be bit little careful, because nowadays the bathroom tiles, the washroom tiles are very smooth. So when you are applying oil, you have to be careful.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ji.
Bhaiya, we can see Seema Patel ji. Seema, you may just unmute, please.
Hello, namaste Dee, namaste Bhaiya. I had a similar this thing with corn, a question with corns. So will corn caps help?
Yeah, it helps. It helps initially. And to prevent the corns, the best thing is you do the pada abhyanga or the foot massage. If you want to avoid developing of corns. And corn also helps. And the best thing, if you want to remove it, then you have to go for the cauterization or the Agni Karma in any Ayurveda center. Or like in the modern, they do the small surgery. So that you can go for. And once you go for surgery, then you continue this Padabhyanga and selection of right footwear. So the tendency will stop or you will not develop again. So this is important. What I mean is when the dead skin
Where
is
it's
there.
often seen,
Ji?
it's often seen that it occurs, on those specific spots,
Yeah.
of the.
Correct. So once it is developed, then the best thing is to remove it. And if it is not very deep, not very hard, then the corn cap will help. But if it is very old one and bigger one, then you have to go for surgery. Corn cap will not be much helpful, or it will not be able to remove the big corn. So that the best thing is go for cauterization or the Agni Karma. And if you continue the Padabhyanga, then you will not develop again. So corn is another problem, is it will develop again and again. Once you will remove, after sometimes again it will come. So to avoid it, you use application of oil.
Okay, thank you. One more question I had, if I can ask, Didi.
Please.
It is related to flat foot. What can be done? Because I think once you are flat-footed, you cannot. But how can it? What can be done to alleviate the problems which come with flat foot?
So flat foot, mainly they will be having problem when they are walking very fast or running, they may fall down. So for that, the selection of footwear will be good. And actually, there are already made this cushion in the shoes, which will give that particular angulation. So that thing can be used. And actually, if the problem is severe and there is a hitting of the knee joints, then it is good to meet one podiatrist and get a designer footwear, particular, especially designed footwear. But otherwise, if it is not very severe problem, then like nowadays the elevation is available, which you can place in your footwear shoes, and that will maintain and that will give you the normal posture. So that can be done.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Nice, Bhaiya.
This
is quite a relevant information and quite a relevant talk. We all need to be on our toe throughout the day, and if you are not able to walk comfortably and the legs are not in harmony all the time, then that brings us into disharmony somehow.
Exactly.
Ji Bhaiya. So Bhaiya, like I'll just request some more of our fellow participants to put forward their queries as well. There are so many of us with us. Dr. R. Gauri ji is also there. Dr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, Dr. Mrityunjoy, Pratap ji, Ruby ji, Rupali Didi and Seema Didi have already put forward some of their reflections as well as queries. Vaishali ji, Vinod ji, in case any of you would like to put forward any of your
Yes, Didi, Bhaiya, namaste to
Didi, namaste.
a very nice presentation and hearing and good information about shoes and chappals. Are really important in life. Very few people realize all this. Few people realize. They are least bothered about their feet, which is the most important part of our body where we are
Exactly.
with that. They should take care of this. And one thing I would like to know, sir, about the product what they are using for our safety of the feet. That is now see we are seeing in the market that most of the time Chinese product is most easily available than our Indian product. I was making all these shoes for keeping feet healthy and strong. But now again they have reduced their production. Even some other company was there, Corona. If I forget or remember, Corona was there. Next Tata only. They also stopped manufacturing. But in market, it is mostly all Chinese products.
Yeah, exactly.
How will you recommend and how will you relate this with our health, sir?
Yeah. What you told is very correct, because getting the natural made footwear, the footwear made from the natural material is a bit difficult. When we go to the market, most of the footwear are made up of some PVC or some artificial materials. And actually these footwear may look very good, very shiny and very fashionable, but actually these footwear are not suitable for our health. So selection of footwear is like the doctor's prescription. So the doctor's prescription is very specific to the individual, and it is given after a proper assessment, proper checkup. Similarly, the footwear, actually in the India, we do not have much of this podiatrist, because we do not care about it. But actually in the foreign countries, with the footwear shops or footwear mall, there will be one podiatrist also who will guide you what kind of footwear is very suitable for you. So that is very important. See, like some of the people, they have the foot in the mid, it will be the having a more breadth. Some of the people, they are having the long, some of the people, their heel will be different. So like the size and shape of the foot of a different person will be different. So accordingly, we have to select the footwear. It is not like the 9 number shoes is fit to me, but the same 9 number foot in the mid part, the breadth may be different. The fore part, it may be angular. The heel part, it may be having different shape. It is not just the 9 number which we are looking for. Actually,
different companies have different numbers.
Yeah. And again, the other companies and the same 9 number shoes of different companies may have the different fitting. So that all we have to check very carefully. So some of the basic guidelines only I have described here, but actually when we are wearing it, so then we have to understand whether my joints, especially the lower extremities joints, whether they are very comfortable. I am able to walk, at least you have to walk for 100, 200 steps. Then only you decide that this is suitable for me. Do not decide based on its look, based on its fashion, based on its brand. See the comfort of your foot.
Actually, हमारे यहाँ कैसे सोचते हैं क्या कहेंगे लोग, सारा रोग तो वही है कि क्या कहेंगे.
No.
सारा रोग तो वही है.
Actually, in the olden days, if you just remember,
yes sir,
actually these footwear makers were there in almost every village. Yes. And they will check your foot, and accordingly they will design, they will stitch the shoes for you or the chappal for you. That all system was there. And they are very skilled of making the footwear for the different person. Like the person who is of heavy weight, he need a different kind of footwear. The person who is like for the person who is having more of physical activity, he need a different kind of shoes. The person who do not walk much, he may have the different kind of shoes. The person who is wearing for 10 hours, 12 hours, he may need a different variety of shoes. So that all for our different activities, like
Yes,
the
sir.
kind of surface we are walking, like most of the places now the office are fully tiled. So in that we should need the footwear, we should not skid or it
Slip.
should not slip. Yeah. So that that kind of foot material we need.
Yes, sir.
So many a times the footwear which we wear, it becomes very difficult to walk with that footwear in a very smooth surface.
Yes.
So we have to be very careful.
You can't control yourself then.
Yeah,
It will
many
fall.
accidents you will see now because of falling on the flat surface or very smooth surface. And many old age people, they will fall from and they will have some knee, some hip.
Because that material is not having grip with the floor.
Yeah, so some like that
One
kind
thing I
of.
would like to add here, sir, during lockdown, one female has developed some footwear. He has only manufactured at home, but now having shop and all that. And because I am helping the new startups, so she contacted me that how I will promote my business. She was doing marketing and all that, but now digital marketing, she was not aware. Then she came to me and said, okay, I will help you out with the digital marketing. And I will also buy some footwear from you, and I will also see that I will be selling this. And my son was having a footwear shop, but we were buying shoes to the schools. But the school insisted on branded shoes, that is Adidas and and all that. They didn't want the shoes which are to children. Some material they wanted which was very difficult to find out. And campus, they didn't like it. They campus. They wanted Adidas. So Adidas price is just 3,500. And they didn't want to pay also. And saying give discount. The company is ready to give discount. You are discount. How will you manage a business? Went into loss during lockdown because all this material took up fungus. And but this female's material was very nice what she was manufacturing and doing good in digital marketing. She calls me sometimes and she says, you take up. I said, now baby, I can't take up because now we don't have premises that I will display your product out in digital marketing.
These are very big issues. Like even like I will just ask you to just think about the footwear which the army persons are wearing.
Yes.
You just see how heavy and how strong they are. And you just imagine the kind of activities which the army person is doing. Okay. With wearing that kind of shoes. And he is able to do all kind of activities, jumping, running, and everything with wearing that shoes.
And especially when they are in the snow area.
Yeah. Like snow area, there are different, but even for the normal kind of things, they are wearing a it is a very designed and tested footwear. But what we are selecting in the market is the footwear which is very flexible, which is very lightweight. So that kind of things we are looking for, that it is just 100 gram or 200 gram, like this we are selecting. But it is not. The footwear should have very strong base. Okay.
Yes.
And it should not be very flexible. Otherwise, what happens is even in the uneven places, if you are walking, your foot will bend in because of this very flexible footwear. Like some stony area, if you are walking and the footwear is very flexible, then you will not be comfortable. You will not be comfortable. So
with high heels also, they are saying doctors have recommended not to wear high heels for these females.
Exactly.
Or posture and backbone problems.
It is a very big problem of wearing high heels and it is also the cause of several accidents like falling on the floor and many other issues. And again, as I told, that it will alter the whole weight distribution in our lower extremities. So that will cause some joint deformity also.
Yes, sir. And even for pilots also, there is specific brand of shoes.
Exactly, because their work is
Yes,
different.
their work
Yeah.
demands like that.
Yeah.
Even training like that.
Exactly.
So they become fit for their work.
Yeah. So
whatever work they are doing, they are fit.
Yeah, and actually their footwear is very intelligently designed, considering every part of their health. So the footwear which we are using, we have to give importance to our, like, it's we have to select the footwear considering our health point, not the fashion and not the price or not the brand.
Yes, sir. But we face lot of problems because of corruption. It also were corrupt. They wanted money, they want all that. We have stopped all that. We have closed. I don't like all these things. I am a very
Exactly.
straightforward person.
Yeah.
Because we have not indulged into all these activities. So I don't like it.
Exactly.
Children also will not do.
Yeah.
It is open statement. I am not scared of anybody.
No, it is true.
We
that
are not doing all this.
corruption
So why
and the
we
crime,
should do?
these two things, if we
Why we
remove,
should teach my children also doing all
exactly,
this sort of business.
exactly.
Thank you, sir. Nice hearing you. Nice participation. Thank you so much. God bless for giving so much information on holistic health.
My pleasure, madam. My pleasure.
Hello.
जी भैया, जी।
Hello. हाँ भैया.
जी भैया।
Last question I am asking that when we select a shoe, basically मैं क्या select करता हूँ जब मैं जूता खरीदने जाता हूँ, तो पहले देखता हूँ कि उसका ग्रिप कैसा है फर्स्ट.
ग्रिप, अच्छा जी.
ग्रिप कैसा देखता हूँ. बाकी कोई भी कंपनी हो, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट दैट.
जी.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. एंड देन आपने बोला कि वजनदार जूता और हल्का जूता. तो मैं तो ऐसे नहीं कि बहुत वजनदार, क्योंकि आर्मी वाले पहनते हैं बोल के हम उसी को पहनेंगे, क्योंकि एवरीवन हैविंग सम कंपैटिबिलिटी इशू, आई थिंक सो. क्योंकि उन लोग तो जंगल में जाते हैं, उन लोग कहीं पे भी चले जाते हैं. फॉर दैट रीजन दैट इज सुइटेबल. बट हम तो ऑफिस जाएंगे, नहीं तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा ऑफिस के लिए हमारे पास दूसरा शू रहता है, और रनिंग जॉगिंग करने के लिए हमारे पास दूसरा शू रहता है. दूसरा. तो उस एंगल से अगर हम देखेंगे, क्योंकि हम ऐसे नहीं कि हम जो ड्रेस पहनते उसी को पहन के सो जाते हैं, हर चीज के लिए अलग अलग शू रहता है. तो ये मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि हम जैसे कि एक जूता पर, और सेकंड चीज देखता हूँ कि अपना एक्सपीरियंस का बेस्ड में, कि कुछ जूते होते हैं अगर हम लोकल शॉप से खरीद लेते हैं, कंपनी नहीं होता है ना, तो वो स्मेल करने लगता है अंदर से. आप अगर ये अनुभव, क्योंकि मेरा ये एक पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं शेयर करूं कि मैं अगर बिना सॉक्स भी पहनूंगा जूता अंदर में पैर रख के स्पोर्ट्स शू में, तो अच्छा ब्रांड का होता है तो स्मेल नहीं करता है. ये एक मार्क करता हूं मैं. मगर ये अगर लोकल से खरीद लेता हूं तो ये मार्क करता हूं कि ये भाई इतना बब्बू मारता है, यू वन कांट इमेजिन. आपने तो जूते के बारे में बोला, मगर एक चीज मैं पूछना चाहूंगा सॉक्स के बारे में. आप थोड़ा बताइए कि आप देखिए कि जो एक सॉक्स जो बाटा बेचता है या कोई भी कंपनी बेचता है, तो वो 70-80 रुपया या 100 या 150 रुपया लेता है एक जोड़ी का. उसको अगर हम 3 दिन भी पहनता हूँ, 4 दिन भी पहनता हूँ, बिल्कुल स्मेल नहीं करता है भैया. मगर लोकल में जो 20 रुपया 30 रुपया में मिलता है जूता, पहले तो हम जब स्टूडेंट्स थे क्या करते थे ना, अरे यार क्या इतना 150, 200, 250 दे के सॉक्स खरीदना है. मगर उस जो हम लोकल में खरीदते थे 20-30 रुपया, एक दिन के बाद 2 दिन जब पहन लेते हैं तो इतना बब्बू मारता है, वन कांट इमेजिन. ये क्यों होता है, थोड़ा सा बताइएगा. तो आपका क्या नजरिया है इससे? व्हाट यू आर सेइंग?
भैया जनरली अगर आप कॉटन शॉक्स यूज करेंगे ना, कॉटन शॉक्स आप, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि बहुत ब्रांडेड ही हो, लेकिन कॉटन शॉक अगर है, कॉटन शॉक्स, तो उसमें ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता, क्योंकि वो अब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. जो स्वेटिंग वगैरह होता है, वो स्वेटिंग जब ज्यादा देर रहता है अब्जॉर्ब नहीं होता, तो वो फिर स्मेल क्रिएट करता है. तो अगर कॉटन शॉक है तो वो काफी अच्छा रहेगा. तो जो कॉटन शॉक्स आप लेंगे, बहुत सारे ब्रांड हैं, उसमें से कोई भी आप सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए तो वो अच्छा रहेगा. और फुटवियर का भी, जो जूते हैं उसका भी यही प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर वो नेचुरल और ब्रीथेबल मटेरियल है, तो उसमें ये जो फाउल स्मेल वगैरह है, दुर्गंध का आना, ऐसा नहीं होगा.
जैसे कि आपने बोला भैया कि नेचुरल और ब्रीथेबल, तो एक साधारण इंसान जैसे कि हम हैं, हमें क्या मालूम कि ये जूता में नेचुरल मटेरियल है या ब्रीथेबल है, नहीं कैसे हमको ये पहचान में आए भैया?
भैया जैसे अगर आप ऑनलाइन अगर ले रहे हो तो ऑलमोस्ट वो शूज का डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है, और ऐसे भी अगर हम मार्केट में जाएंगे तो वो शूज किसका बना हुआ है वो सब डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है उसमें, कि ये पीवीसी सोल है या रबर सोल है या ये आर्टिफिशियल प्लास्टिक मटेरियल है या लेदर है। जैसे आप बाटा में जाएंगे तो वो लेदर का अलग है, आर्टिफिशियल लेदर अलग है, वो एग्जैक्टली डिफाइंड है। उसमें कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि वो उसको हिडन है या हमको वो मालूम नहीं है। अगर हम थोड़ा सा, अब जैसे हम, मैंने बोला कि कपड़े के जूते जो होते हैं वो आप ले सकते हैं, तो वो आसानी से आप देख सकते हैं कि ये कॉटन का जो क्लॉथ का है या ये कोई अलग दूसरा क्लॉथ है। तो ऐसा आप आसानी से उसको देख सकते हैं, और वो ये डिस्क्रिप्शन सभी शूज में रहता है। जैसे सोल अगर आप ले रहे हैं तो रबर सोल सबसे अच्छा हम बोलते हैं कि रबर सोल लेना चाहिए, लेकिन अगर पीवीसी सोल है तो उसमें शूज में लिखा होता है कि ये पीवीसी मटेरियल है। तो ये क्लियरली सब अभी नॉर्म्स में ये सब रहता है, तो आपको जस्ट थोड़ा सा देखना है। और ऐसा नहीं कि नेचुरल मटेरियल बहुत ज्यादा कॉस्टली है, ऐसा भी नहीं है, आपको कंफर्टेबल प्राइस में सभी मिल जाएंगे। हाँ, अगर आप उसको बहुत स्टाइल और लुक के उसमें जाएंगे तो शायद आपको ज्यादा पे करना पड़े, पर इवन जैसे लेदर के चप्पल्स हैं वो बहुत ही रिजनेबल प्राइस में आपको अवेलेबल हो जाते हैं। पर अगर आप लेदर में फिर बहुत सारा कलर, उसका अलग अलग स्टाइल, तो आपको शायद थोड़ा ज्यादा पैसा देना पड़े, लेकिन आसानी से आप ये चीजों को प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, इसमें मुश्किल नहीं होगा आपको। और सभी शूज किसके बने होते हैं ये सब क्लियरली उसमें डिफाइंड होता है।
जी भैया, बहुत अच्छा भैया। वी हैड अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग डिस्कशन एंड टॉक टुडे। तो भैया अब हम लोग थोड़ा सा ओवर टाइम भी जा रहे हैं।
जी जी दीदी जी।
एंड आई थिंक इट्स टाइम फॉर डिनर फॉर ऑल। So keeping the daily schedule and the circadian cycle of our running. So we'll talk to you about the same coming Friday.
जी 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 जी।
Extend the session further, dwelling deeper into many more aspects
जी दीदी।
our physical well-being and the joints and the posture related discussions.
जी दीदी।
Thank you भैया, अखिलेश भैया।
मेरी खुशी, my pleasure.
जी भैया, so I think there'll be many. I see Ruby ji is just unmuted. Ruby ji, there's a one quick one-liner. It's okay. Otherwise, I think we'll call it a day. Okay, Ruby ji is muted again. So nice भैया.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Bhaiya. Lots of love, lots of
Namaste,
blessings.
namaste, namaste.
Stay safe and healthy.